The year 2026 has quickly become one of the most important periods in modern global politics. Rising geopolitical tensions between major world powers, regional conflicts in strategic areas, and shifting alliances are reshaping the international landscape. Governments, economists, military analysts, and global citizens are closely watching these developments as they may determine the direction of global security, economic stability, and technological competition for the next decade. From the Middle East to Eastern Europe and from the South China Sea to global cyber warfare, tensions between powerful nations are increasing. While diplomacy continues to play an important role, the possibility of military escalation and economic confrontation has created uncertainty across the world. This article explores the current geopolitical tensions shaping global politics in 2026, their causes, their potential global impacts, and what the future might hold for international stability. Understanding the rise of global tensions. Geopolitical tension refers to political and military conflicts between nations that arise from disputes over territory, power, ideology, or economic interests. In recent years, several major factors have contributed to the rise of global tensions. Strategic competition between major powers. One of the most significant drivers of global tension is the increasing competition between major world powers. Countries such as the United States, China, and Russia are competing for influence across economic, military, and technological domains. This competition is not limited to traditional military power. It also includes artificial intelligence development, semiconductor manufacturing, cyber capabilities, and global infrastructure projects. Each nation is trying to secure strategic advantages that will strengthen its global position. As this competition intensifies, smaller nations often find themselves caught between powerful alliances, making international diplomacy more complex. The Middle East, a persistent flashpoint. The Middle East continues to remain one of the most sensitive regions in global geopolitics. Political instability, ideological divisions, and strategic energy resources make the region a focal point of international attention. Iran and regional rivalries. Iran plays a central role in many of the region's geopolitical developments. Its strategic position, military capabilities, and influence over regional political groups have made it a key player in Middle Eastern politics. Tensions involving Iran have increased due to concerns about nuclear development, military capabilities, and regional influence. These tensions often involve other powerful nations and can quickly escalate into broader conflicts. Regional rivalries between Iran and other Middle Eastern countries further complicate the situation, increasing the risk of confrontation. Israel and security concerns. Israel also remains a major factor in Middle Eastern security dynamics. Its advanced military capabilities and strategic alliances make it one of the most powerful states in the region. Security concerns, border conflicts, and ongoing tensions with neighboring groups continue to shape regional politics. Periodic military operations and political disagreements contribute to instability and attract global attention. Eastern Europe and global security. Eastern Europe has also become a significant area of geopolitical tension. Military alliances, border security concerns, and historical disputes continue to influence political developments. NATO expansion and regional defense cooperation have created new dynamics in European security. Countries in the region are increasing their military preparedness while also strengthening diplomatic ties with Western alliances. The situation highlights how regional conflicts can quickly gain global significance when major powers become involved. The South China Sea and strategic maritime control. Another critical area of global geopolitical tension is the South China Sea. This region is one of the most important maritime trade routes in the world, with trillions of dollars in goods passing through it each year. Several countries claim territorial rights over parts of the sea, including China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and others. These competing claims have led to military patrols, construction of artificial islands, and frequent diplomatic disputes. Control over this region is important not only for national security, but also for global trade and energy transportation. Economic competition and trade wars. Modern geopolitical competition is not limited to military confrontation. Economic power has become one of the most influential tools in global politics. Countries increasingly use trade policies, sanctions, tariffs, and investment restrictions as strategic instruments to protect their national interests. Technology and semiconductor competition. One of the most intense areas of competition is semiconductor technology. Advanced chips are essential for artificial intelligence systems, military equipment, smartphones, and modern infrastructure. Countries are investing billions of dollars to secure domestic chip manufacturing capabilities. Controlling semiconductor supply chains has become a national security priority for many governments. Global supply chain disruptions, recent geopolitical tensions, have also exposed vulnerabilities in global supply chains. Trade restrictions, sanctions, and political disagreements can disrupt the flow of goods and materials. As a result, many countries are attempting to diversify supply chains and reduce dependence on single suppliers. This shift could reshape international trade patterns over the coming decade. The role of artificial intelligence in modern geopolitics technology is playing an increasingly important role in global competition. Artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and advanced computing are now considered strategic national assets. AI as a strategic resource. Artificial intelligence systems can enhance military intelligence, automate defense systems, and analyze vast amounts of strategic data. Countries investing heavily in AI development are expected to gain significant advantages in both economic and military capabilities. Cyber warfare and digital security. Cyber warfare has become one of the most significant threats in modern geopolitics. Governments, financial institutions, and critical infrastructure networks are frequent targets of cyber attacks. Cyber operations can disrupt power grids, communication systems, and national security networks without traditional military confrontation. This new form of warfare has made cybersecurity one of the most important priorities for governments worldwide. Energy security and global power. Energy resources remain one of the most important factors influencing global geopolitics. Oil, natural gas, and renewable energy technologies shape international alliances and economic strategies. Oil and natural gas markets. Energy supply disruptions can have immediate global consequences. Rising oil prices can increase inflation, raise transportation costs, and slow economic growth. Strategic energy routes such as the Strait of Hormuz, the Suez Canal, and other maritime corridors are critical for global energy transportation. Any instability in these regions can quickly impact international markets. The transition to renewable energy. Many countries are investing in renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydrogen technologies. This transition aims to reduce dependence on fossil fuels while improving environmental sustainability. However, the shift toward renewable energy also creates new geopolitical competition related to rare earth minerals, battery technologies, and green infrastructure development. The impact on global financial markets. Financial markets are extremely sensitive to geopolitical developments. Investors closely monitor political risks, military conflicts, and economic policies when making investment decisions. Stock market volatility. Major geopolitical events often cause stock markets to fluctuate rapidly. Investors may move capital toward safer assets during periods of uncertainty. This behavior can influence currency values, commodity prices, and international investment flows. Inflation and economic stability. Conflicts affecting energy supply or global trade routes can increase inflation worldwide. Higher energy costs often translate into higher prices for goods and services. Governments must balance economic stability with strategic political decisions, making global economic management more challenging. Diplomatic efforts to prevent global conflict. Despite rising tensions, international diplomacy continues to play an essential role in maintaining global stability. Organizations and governments work together to reduce conflict risks and promote peaceful solutions. International organizations. Global organizations facilitate dialogue between nations and encourage cooperation on shared challenges. Diplomatic forums allow leaders to negotiate agreements, resolve disputes, and coordinate responses to global crises. Peace negotiations and strategic agreements. Diplomatic negotiations have historically prevented many potential conflicts from escalating into full-scale wars. Strategic agreements related to arms control, trade cooperation, and regional security remain important tools for maintaining stability. However, achieving consensus among competing nations can be extremely difficult. How global citizens are affected. While geopolitical conflicts often involve governments and military forces, their consequences extend to everyday citizens around the world. Economic consequences. Global conflicts can influence employment opportunities, consumer prices, and national economic growth. Rising inflation and trade disruptions can impact household budgets and financial stability. Information and media influence. The digital era has dramatically changed how people access global news. Social media platforms and online news sources allow information to spread instantly across the world. However, this rapid information flow also increases the risk of misinformation and propaganda influencing public opinion. Possible future scenarios. Experts and analysts suggest several possible scenarios for the future of global geopolitics. Scenario 1. Diplomatic cooperation. Nations may strengthen diplomatic cooperation and prioritize peaceful solutions to international disputes. Economic interdependence could encourage governments to avoid conflicts that would harm global trade. Scenario 2. Regional conflicts. Local conflicts may continue in certain regions without escalating into global war. These conflicts could remain contained through diplomatic pressure and international mediation. Scenario 3. Strategic Cold War. Some analysts believe the world may enter a new era of strategic competition similar to the Cold War, where major powers compete economically and technologically without direct military confrontation. Scenario 4. Global cooperation on shared challenges. Issues such as climate change, global health, and technological governance may encourage countries to cooperate despite political disagreements. The importance of global stability. Maintaining global stability is essential for economic growth, technological innovation, and human development. International cooperation allows countries to address shared challenges and improve living standards for billions of people. Political leaders face complex decisions as they balance national interests with global responsibilities. The choices made in the coming years will shape the future of international relations and determine whether the world moves toward conflict or cooperation. Conclusion. The geopolitical landscape of 2026 reflects a world undergoing rapid transformation. Rising tensions between major powers, regional conflicts, technological competition, and economic uncertainty are creating a complex international environment. While these challenges present significant risks, they also highlight the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and strategic planning. Understanding these developments helps individuals, businesses, and policymakers prepare for the evolving global landscape. The future of global stability will depend on how nations manage competition, resolve conflicts, and collaborate on shared goals. As the world continues to navigate these challenges, one thing remains clear: the decisions made today will influence the global order for generations to come.